giving the light during these dark times. So because it's Dr. King's actual birthday today, I'm going to play a part of this song. It'll be a little bit longer, but it has Dr. King's voice on it telling us about the song. You can go ahead and sit if you'd like.
There's a little song within our breast, with words of hope and love. The melody blends as we join hands with faith in God above. Dr. Martin Luther King now tells us of this song.
There's a little song that we sing in our movement down in the South. I don't know if you've heard it, but it has become the theme song. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. No, I join hands so often with students and others behind jail bars singing it. We shall overcome. Sometimes we've had tears in our eyes when we joined together to sing it, but we still decided to sing it. We shall overcome. No, before this victory is won, some will have to get thrown in jail some more, but we shall overcome. Don't worry about us. Before the victory is won, some of us will lose jobs, but we shall overcome. Before the victory is won, even some will have to face physical death. But if physical death is the price that some must pay to free their children from a permanent psychological death, then nothing shall be more redemptive. We shall overcome. Before the victory is won.
Okay, so there's a little bit more to that, and I know you all can Google it. I would encourage you to. Again, we want to thank Eric Silvers for choosing the song today. Thank you, Eric, in honor of Dr. King's birthday. Thank you for that. Our greeters today, Mike Mittelman with PNWU, who is also our speaker today. He's multitasking. And Caitlin Beeler with Quick Lock. So thank you for greeting. And then next up to share some inspiration is our co-chair of the Ways and Means Committee, Margaret Filkins. Margaret is with Camp Primetime. Margaret.
Thank you, President Sherry, fellow Rotarians and guests. When my children were young, they had a toy that consisted of a pegboard and a collection of various gears in different sizes and colors. To them, it was just a fun activity to build machines, and they did not realize that I had been sneaky and taught them about physics. Today, I will be more transparent while relating physics to you, Rotary, and the program. As my kids learned, gears, such as the Rotary emblem, made work easier by interlocking to change the speed, force, and direction of motion. This coordination of movement allows us to apply less effort to achieve a desired outcome. Now look around your table and this room. Think about the skills your fellow Rotarians possess, their education levels, the work they do, their hobbies. Separately, each person is interesting and capable in their own way, but together we can really make things move. Add more gears, and the load gets even easier while the movement gets greater. That is the Rotary way. As we listen to today's program about the community outreach collaboration between PNWU and Heritage University, I am looking forward to learning about all of the gears that they have placed in motion and the impact this coordinated effort will use to help move our community into a better position. So I will close with the same motivation I often had to tell my kids in the morning: get it in gear and get moving.
Nice. Thank you, Margaret. So I want to welcome our guests today. Guests, if I could have you please stand. And don't be shy. We'd like to welcome you. Thank you for being here today. You are our MVPs in the game today. For those of you that don't know me, I am Sherry Bissell. I am proud and honored to be the 107th president of this Rotary Club. We are the OG Rotary Club in Yakima. We are the original, and proud of that. Our theme this year is Team Rotary. If you haven't noticed and don't know, I love sports, especially football, but that's why I chose that theme. However, we are a team. And one of the things that we do every Thursday at noon is we leave our differences, our opinions, our views about things outside. We come together in this room as a team. And we work together as a team to do good, to be the good in this community and beyond, of course. We have something for everyone. So if you are interested in being a part of that team, there's blue cards on the table. You can talk to any of us Rotarians, and we will draft you on our team. Okay, I have a quick reminder about the Peace Walk. It's next Monday, the 19th. We will meet at 11:30 at 5th Avenue and MLK Boulevard. It's right by Celerity Credit Union. The walk starts at noon and goes to the convention center, and then there's a short program at the convention center at 1 o'clock. So join us for that. Next up, we have a presentation from Baker Boyer Bank. So I would like to invite up Brad Hansen, who is with Baker Boyer. He's also an overachiever. He's a co-chair on the Social Sports Committee as well as the Fireside Scholarship Dinner Committee. Overachiever. With him will be Mary Abigail Dills and Amanda Anderson.
President Sherry, fellow Rotarians and guests, it's my honor to work for an institution that has the ability to work with organizations like our club to have an impact in our valley. In 2025, Baker Boyer made a $10,000 donation to Operation Harvest, which I think, as you all know, as part of our club, provides food and resources for 9 area food banks. I made the joke that this just means that we're refilling Carolyn's credit card since we're doing this in arrears. But I think you all know me if you're in the club, and Operation Harvest is one of those things that really hits home because I've never had food insecurity. I can't imagine being without my next meal, and if you look at me, you know that well and good. So I just want to thank Rotary for all the work that you've done. I've chaired Operation Harvest. I've been part of Operation Harvest. My kids have grown up picking up bags and dropping off bags and helping at the collection site. It's near and dear to my heart, and it's near and dear to the bank's heart that it's done here in the Valley. So thank you all so much for letting us do this. We're going this way.
I'm gonna let go. Thank you so much to Baker Boyer Bank. $10,000. Let's give it up again, please, to Baker Boyer Bank. It's amazing. And how blessed are we to have partners like Baker Boyer right here in Yakima to help feed those with food insecurity right here in Yakima. Amazing. Okay, next up I have some friends from Southwest Rotary. They're here to share their event with us, and they're looking fabulous. So this is President Tammy Granados and Josh Munson are here to do that. And hold please, because I have a little bit of an announcement about Mr. Josh Munson. He was just tapped as President-elect for Southwest Rotary in 2027, 2028. It's all yours.
Thank you. Well, thank you, President Sherry, and howdy, fellow Rotarians. I'm Tammy Granados. I'm the president of Southwest Rotary.
And howdy, I'm Josh Munson, and I am chairing our auction, and we have a special message to share with you today. Carolyn. Yeehaw is right. So we are hosting our annual auction themed this year Denim and Diamonds, hence the denim and the diamonds. And we are going really big this year with inviting Hannah Dasher up to Yakima, back up to Yakima. And some of you may be thinking, who the heck is Hannah Dasher? And some of you may be jumping in your seats excited for her. She has headlined multiple Chinook Fests. She has played up here at Hop Country Music Festival. And I don't know if Marit is in the room today, but Marit could attest to you that Marit has brought her up here for some of her client events. And Hannah has a big country following here in Yakima, and she is super excited to come to our auction. She's going to co-MC. Her and her band are going to play a set, and we're going to have a really good time.
So we want you, downtown Rotarians, to dust off your boots and grab your bedazzlers. I know you have some. And I want you to know that our invitations are going out this week. They're going to hit your mailbox this week. We do expect that tickets and tables are going to sell out. And so we want you to use this QR code so you can secure your spot today. I want you to know that this event is going to be incredible. It's going to be the event of the year in Yakima, and we are so
until November at least, right?
We're so excited to have you. We're looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. So much fun. Okay, so now for Sergeant at Arms, your co-chair of the Academic Scholarship Committee, Ms. Quinn Dallin. Quinn is with Central Washington Legal Aid. Quinn.
Thank you, President Sherry. Okay, so we've got two truths and a lie. And I know Rotarians do not lie because it's against the four-way test, but we're going to lie a little bit today, so just ignore that. Okay, first up, Brad Hansen. So if you guys have never played Two Truths and a Lie, two of these things are true, one of them is not true, okay? He met the Queen of England. He has been to the top of the Eiffel Tower. He was the #1 singles player for a tennis team. Okay? If you are wrong, you put your dollar up. He has not been to the Eiffel Tower, but that means he's met the Queen of England. And I don't know if anyone else is jealous, but I am. Next up is Enriqueta Garcia Sanchez. She owns 6 dogs, 2 poodles, and 4 chihuahuas. She is 21 weeks pregnant. She once ate a praying mantis on a dare. Okay, which one do you think is not true? She does not own 6 dogs, which means she's 21 weeks pregnant, so congratulations to Enriqueta. Next, we have Yvette Insunza. She worked as a heavy underground equipment operator, excavator, and backhoes. She has golfed at Pebble Beach, and she has a twin brother. What do you think the lie is? The lie is that she has a twin brother, which that's pretty cool that she excavates. Next is Cy Ruiz. He comes from a family of 9. He plays piano, bass guitar, and drums, and he has been to Vegas twice. The lie is that he's been to Vegas twice, and let me tell you the truth, he has never been to Vegas. But he says he has a trip planned this year, so we're gonna address the Vegas factor. Next, we have Megan Murphy. She had a conversation with the King of Sweden in a curio shop. Her cousin's husband was the ambassador to the United Kingdom, and her best friend from college is in the U.S. Senate. Hard one, huh? Okay, get your answers, because the lie is her best friend is in college in the United States Senate, which of course she had a conversation with the King of Sweden in a curio shop, because of course Megan Murphy would. Next, we have Sarah Watkins. She participated in the state golf tournament in high school. One of her former jobs was a cake decorator, and her favorite band is Pearl Jam. Okay. The lie is that she was a cake decorator. She's seen Pearl Jam 4 times in concert. And Drew Harris. He played college basketball and had offers to play professionally overseas. He loves to cook, and he has an older brother. The lie is B. He loves to cook, so it's a good thing he has Kirsten at home, because I think she throws it down in the kitchen. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Quinn. I love that. Part of my goal for this year was Rotarians getting to know Rotarians. So there you go. You know a little bit more about quite a few Rotarians. Next up, to introduce our speakers, a board director and co-chair of the program committee, Charlie Robin. Charlie is with the Capitol Theater. Get my stuff out of your way.
I'm going to ask our speakers, our guests, just to come up and join me here. We're very thrilled to have 2 newbies to town, more or less. We always love welcoming new people to town, especially when they take on such massive responsibilities. These are the 2 presidents of both Heritage University and Pacific Northwest University. We have Michael Mittelman with Pacific Northwest University and Chris Gilmer with Heritage University. They are both tremendously capable individuals, so I will let them talk about themselves and not spend the time myself up here. So guys, I'll turn it over to you and look forward to hearing what you have to say. Okay. Clicker. There you go.
This is on? Yes. Okay. Well, hi, I'm Mike Mittelman. I'm the very proud president of Pacific Northwest University. I've been here for all of 7 months, and okay, and I am trainable. So I'm actually here to talk about my favorite subject, PNWU. And you know, if you can see the slides, we're looking them down here. But when I put these together, I was thinking about this, and when you think about PNWU and you think about Heritage University, we are really strategic enablers for the whole Yakima Valley because of what we're doing. We're taking young people at different levels and we're transforming them. We're transforming their lives. In the case of Chris's university, and you can hear a lot more about it from him, you know, he's molding these kids coming out of high school, and he's getting them ready to come to places like PNWU and other places throughout the state. So, but hopefully these kids all come back here and they really make a difference in the valley. Let's see. Okay, am I pushing the right button? Okay, so a little bit about PNWU. You've read about us, but the way I like to explain us is we're just a special place. PNWU is special because of our mission. Yeah, I never have to read it. I love just talking about and letting people understand what we do. You know, our mission, which was molded about 20 years ago by some very, very visionary people here in the community, is to take students, kids, from underserved and rural areas, teach them how to become healthcare professionals, and most importantly, make sure these people, once they graduate from our programs, initially a medical school, but now others that I'll talk about in a couple of minutes, go back to these communities and make an impact into the health of the communities that they serve. That's what makes us very special. You know, our vision is revolutionizing community health, but it's really more than that. We're changing the lives of people by ensuring that they are healthy, and that has a huge impact in economics and other things that affect our community. Next slide, please. That's easier. Okay. We have 5 programs. Our marquee program, our initial program, is the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Very proud of that. But we also have I think probably the country's newest dental program. We have a program in occupational therapy, physical therapy, and we have a really cool program, a pathway program that we call MAMS, but it's a Master's in Medical Science today, but it's about to become a Master's in Biomedical Science in the near future. And this program's really very unique because it's designed to take students who may not have the prerequisites or may not have had the grades to get into one of the other professional programs, and over the course of a year, get them ready to take on the rigor of the other programs that we have or programs somebody else might have. And the cool thing is, when they leave PNWU, they have a master's degree to show for that as well. So that makes us very unique. Next slide, please. You know, a lot of universities are now touting, we do rural health. You know, we go back and we do special things. Well, they talk about it and we do it. And what this slide talks to is where we're ranked nationally. You know, we are ranked 3rd, 4th in rural health, primary care, 10th in underserved areas, and our occupational therapy program, which is really new, is already ranked 25th in the country. So others talk about it. We've got the data to prove that we're doing it, and that's another thing that makes us special. You know, we're taking these students, we send them to the residencies, and they stay in those communities that we serve. Next slide, please. And there's a local impact for that. Just here in Yakima alone, 33 of our graduates are practicing primary care medicine. Many others are going to be graduating this year in occupational therapy, physical therapy, and of course in medicine. And with that, we're changing access to health care, which makes a huge difference. Our Roots to Wings program, which by the way, we started with Heritage about 10 years ago, that's a fabulous program where we're taking high school students, we're matching them up with students at our medical school and mentoring them about how to become a healthcare professional. So we're actually bringing them to the campus over the course of a year. We teach them how to do dissection. We teach them about biochemistry. We get them all fired up about becoming a healthcare professional. So when they show up at college, hopefully Heritage, they have a track to one of the healthcare professions. So we're molding these kids in a very special way. But here's the best thing. Our students are learning about these people that they're mentoring as well. So they're learning about the communities that they're about to serve also. So it works both ways. You know, you move me along. One more thing. There's a huge economic impact that we're making. We have a $36 million economic impact in the city. So that's huge, and that's every year. So PNWU students, faculty, and others are bringing all that in. Next slide, please. Okay, so where are we going? We're expanding scholarships. Thanks, Carolyn. I appreciate it. You must have been talking to Adam. The one thing I want to make perfectly clear is that the cost of healthcare education and medical school in particular is going up dramatically. Our students are coming from underserved areas. One of my goals is to build our endowment so that we can create more scholarships for these students. And most people don't realize this, but all these clinical rotations that we're sending our students to, that costs money too. So whatever we can do to make it easier for our students, we're trying to do that. You know, growing partnerships and just working in the community is what we're all about. So with that, let me hand it over to my co-presenter here, and he's going to talk to you about Heritage University.
Thanks, Mike. Well, our friends from the Southwest brought the howdy into the room, but I think I may more authentically bring the howdy into the room. What do you think? I come from the place where Cousin Minnie Pearl made it famous. But thank you, President Sherry, and thanks to all the Rotarians for allowing us to be here today. Mike and I were planning our presentation, and he's concise, and I'm from the South, so that means that means I can tell stories all day long, but I won't. Thank you for telling about the fact that we're a miracle made by many, and let me share with you just a few of the people who helped to make that miracle. The woman needing no introduction is our President Emeritus, Dr. Kathleen Ross. These are the people who are with me today. Betty Sampson, who's been the executive assistant to all 4 presidents and is my right hand. Julia Polk, Joe Biondi, David Wise, Corey Hodge, and I'm coming back to somebody who's just a volunteer, not even on the payroll. Rick Pennell is one of the former chairs of our board, and I know there are other board members and former board members. Can Mike and I just see, and I think this is going to tell the whole story. If you're in this room and you are an alumni of one of our institutions, you've been a director, a donor, a supporter, or a friend, can we just see a hand, a wave? I dare say there's almost nobody in the room who can't raise your hand for that, and that probably tells the whole story. Would you advance for me? I often say this when I stand up to talk to a group of people. My mama was born on the kitchen table of a cotton shack at the edge of a field in Mississippi. And my grandfather, who graduated from the 1st grade, sold his cows to pay for me to be the first person in our family to go to college. I don't tell you that in a self-indulgent way. That was a really long time ago. We won't count years. The reason I tell you is what I have found is in a lot of ways it's the same story of the students that we are still serving at Heritage University today, and our team is nodding their head. Access is the most important thing about our mission. When I greeted, as I often do, new student orientation the other day, I brought the first college diploma I ever earned with me and held it up and asked them if they knew what it was, and Corey Hodge had to answer for them, because like me at that age, they had never seen a college diploma before, because 85% of the students at Heritage are first-generation students like me. Between 15 and 20%, depending on the year, of our student body are members of the Yakima Nation, and we're proud that we enroll the highest number of members of the Yakima Nation of any institution. 70+% of our students identify as Hispanic Latino, and we're very proud to serve them and honored, and we're very proud to serve everybody who wants to come to Heritage University. Our mission is about access. On your tables, there are some pages that our team laid out. If you want a little more statistical information about Heritage, this very day in Olympia, there is a hearing on the Washington College grants, and the Washington College grants are what provide money directly to students to help fund their education, and the money is being diminished for private institutions in the state. Our goal is to have that money restored, and the argument for that, if you're willing to help us make it, is on the page in front of you. We try to keep our tuition so low, it's less than half of the average of the tuition of the other 8 private institutions in Washington, that most of our students don't have any out-of-pocket money to come to Heritage, and the ones that do, under $1,000. So we really need those Washington College grants, and if you can help us to restore them, that'd be great. Next slide. One of one, I really like to tell this story. When I came, I was told that we were one of 2 or 3 institutions in the country that were both designated Native American, serving non-tribal, and Hispanic Latino. So I asked somebody to tell me the other 2, and they're public universities in Utah. Better to be one of one than one of 3, so I said we have the word private, and we're the only, literally, the only private university in the nation that is federally designated in both of those ways at the same time. And this is the cover of the first national magazine that Heritage University has ever been on. We were on the cover of this magazine, a very big magazine in higher ed, in November of last year. And that's the reason why we were on that cover. Next slide. On a lean budget of about $30 million a year. I had the first economic impact study of Heritage commissioned, and it demonstrates that we generate on that $30 million about $300 million in value for the state of Washington every year, and that we impact over 3,000 jobs. So the reach of small Heritage University is large and mighty. Next slide. Here are a few of our programs that are largest and our undergraduate programs, and Mike and I are particularly sharing an interest in nursing, and because we're trying to fill together the healthcare needs of the Valley, but we're also, I see my good friend Peter Finch in the room, and others today. We're trying to create teachers and social workers and all of the other things. We're trying to educate primarily at the undergraduate level, but growing at the graduate level, the workforce of the Yakima Valley. What I often say is we are not competing with other institutions of higher learning for students, and nobody really believes that, but if you think about it, it's true. What my students tell me, and they are mine by now, every one of them. I don't have any biological children, but I got 1,000 out in Toppenish and down in the Tri-Cities. What they tell me is if they had to leave home, if they weren't able to work the part-time jobs, if they weren't able to make the contributions to their family that they can make by being here, if they had to go off to a big city that they've never been off to before, they very well might choose not to participate in higher education at all. So what we're competing with is the notion of kids not going to school altogether, and that would be the tragedy. Next slide, please. Pleased to say that our graduate degrees, we saw a 30+% increase year to year in just 1 year in enrollment in our graduate program. So we see these as being very responsive to the needs of the communities we serve, and we see them as a great opportunity for growth and partnership with other higher ed institutions. Next. The location in Kennewick is not exactly new. We have a long partnership with Columbia Basin College, a completion program, and now we have full 4-year bachelor's degrees in all the programs you see before you that we're offering from our Kennewick location, and we are about to put the most resources into Heritage University Tri-Cities that have ever been put into it, and take it to the next level. So while we are paying all due attention to the Yakima Valley and to our first location in Toppenish, we're expanding what makes a unique heritage education in Tri-Cities, and we're proud of that. Next. And this is an aspirational slide that Mike and I can share together. If you think about it, if you take all these higher education providers and you put us together, we can go all the way from early college in the high school, through workforce credentials, through associate degrees, through bachelor's and master's degrees, and in health sciences, all the way through doctoral degrees. So right here in the Yakima Valley, we have a pipeline of higher education, and he and I are committed to working with the leaders of these institutions to find seamless transfer paths and to find ways that we can all be mutually supportive of higher education in the Valley. If you'll indulge me one more minute, I need to humbly say thank you. We have lost a great Rotarian and a great human being in the person of Jack Bloxam. And while I did not have the privilege of being deeply acquainted with him, it's appropriate to say thank you to him and his family for the support that they have provided to Heritage over the years, and to let you know, as his Rotary family, that his service will be on our campus on Saturday. And if you need any more specific information about that, talk to David on our team, and he can give you that. So with that, do we have time for Mike and I to answer any questions that you might have, or did I suck all the time out of the room, President Sherry?
All right, is this on? Oh, Chris, Michael, welcome. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing Yakima to bring your talents, your energy, and your enthusiasm to help our institutions continue to grow. So I have two questions. One, for PNWU, I'm just curious, like, what percentage of the student population is actually folks from the Valley and the county? And then for both of you, what would you say is the biggest challenge facing your institutions this year?
I would say probably about 75% of our students are coming from, the greater 5-state area, and many of them are coming from the Valley. Our challenge is not getting them, is getting them to stay. Because a lot of times, especially in the medical professions, they'll go off somewhere else and do an internship and residency, and many times they will stay where they do the residency. So one of our goals and challenges is to establish more residencies locally, so our students will want to stay here.
And most all of our students, as Kyle knows and all of you do, come from this area, but the existential challenge for us in higher education right now, and I don't wish to politicize the issue in any way, but facts speak for themselves, absent politics. The very significant amount of funding that minority serving institutions are losing from the federal government at this moment in time is a real challenge for us. And if you compound it with the possible reduction of the Washington college grants, that is the most significant challenge we are facing. People are generous to us. They love to give to heritage. We thank you all for your philanthropy and your support, but we look to these things for foundational support. All the more reason that if you'll take one of those flyers on your table, it really is important, if you believe in us, for you to help us advocate to the legislature and the governor for the full restoration of the college grants.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. My question is a little bit more on a personal level. I've recently had some friends from out of town come in, and we took them out to Cowiche Creek Brewing and did some things, and they were raving about how incredible Yakima is. And they had only heard negative things about Yakima before they had gotten here, which, as we all know in this room, our city is amazing, but it doesn't always have the best reputation outside. And so I'm curious, what was kind of your homework into the move here outside of the professional piece, and what have you found in our community that you love the most outside of your professional setting that you just enjoy about Yakima?
I'll go for that. Mike, thanks for that question. We love Yakima. My wife comes from Wisconsin. I come from New York. We spent 15 years in Philadelphia. And frankly, when we came here for my interview, we just said, this is delightful. No traffic, no tolls. But I mean, truly, but the one thing, and when people ask me this, it's the people here. Everybody has been so genuinely nice. We feel so comfortable here. The cost of living is reasonable. The way you embraced me and the university community embraced me and my wife, it doesn't get any better. We love it.
Yeah, embrace is the right word. Those of you old enough to remember the TV show Green Acres, my spouse and I embody that. I am Green Acres is the place for me. I'm the rural guy. I love everything about the ruralness of the region. My spouse is a little more, give me Park Avenue. And so David enjoys all of the city benefits that we have to offer here, which, even though it seems small, are very significant. And that's the thing that I expected. I expected to be the fruit bowl of the world, and I expected to be happy here in that regard. Wow, I didn't know we were going to have the Capitol Theater or something like that right in our background, and a symphony. And I saw a Broadway show the other day that was as good as I ever saw on Broadway. And so there's something that really speaks to everybody in my family, and then there's never been a community that has more warmly embraced us and made us immediately feel a part of it than the community here and in the Tri-Cities. And so that's why we hope you'll keep us around for a while.
Yeah, I want to add one more thing to that. We're YMCA people, and back in Philadelphia we had a wonderful Y community. Here I wasn't sure what we were going to find. We have two Ys. The community is amazing. and the facility's great, and supported by the Rotary, which is even better. So, I mean, people, this is a best kept secret that we need to not tell too many people about, but we really need to let people know this is a great place.
Yes. Hello, my name is Andy. I too am a transplant. I originally come from Texas, so if I hear you keep talking in your southern accent, it's going to come out, especially if I had some alcohol. But anyways, I digress. I just want to say I agree with 100% what you guys said about the wonderful community. You guys are my home, and I love everyone for embracing us. As someone who works in education, workforce development, I'm just curious. I want to see this vision for you guys, but I also want to see how we can build that pipeline even before they get to college and see more people finish school. So I'm just curious, what would you like to envision from Yakima School District to get them ready for your institutions?
Sure. I am a huge believer and supporter of early college in the high school. A lot of things in my life told me that I wasn't college material, and I rebel against that notion. Everybody doesn't have to go to college, but everybody who's willing to work hard is, in my view, college material. Let's show them that. Let's show every kid that while they are still in high school. Let's show them that that's something that they can do, and open those doors for them before they even get there. So I'll take you back to where I started, which is this notion of access. Summer bridge programs, all kinds of programs that we can put together to demonstrate that any work is noble, but if you want a higher education, it's something that nobody can take away from you, and I think you can't start too early. I think that's the secret, and looking for ways that we can partner with YVC, and who's already doing a lot of early college, and we do some. That would be one of the big dreams of mine, ways that we could do more of that.
Yeah, if I can just add on to, our Roots to Wings program is a great example of this. We really need to get these kids involved, actually, frankly, in middle school. The earlier we get them, involved and interested, and it doesn't even have to be the sciences, but something that gives them something to shoot for. That's why the mentorship program works really well. But the earlier that we can be invited into the schools to talk about our programs, talk about the professions, and talk about what can happen, that's where it needs to start, and we're all in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Hello, my name is Adrienne Garner, and I don't really have a question, but I do. You don't know me, but I know both of you. Everybody's laughing because
we'd like to know you.
I know your team over there. There's Dr. Kathleen. That's my buddy right there. Anyway, and I don't dare tell how long I've known her, but I'm not a day over 21. But I want to provide a compliment to both of you. There are some of us in the room that work in employment and training and work with teenagers. And last summer, I had the opportunity to take my group of high schoolers from around the county to both of your facilities. And so within both of those places, it was community. And we all know that work with children, they have so many barriers. They don't even dream to go to college. But when we stepped into your institutions, the dream appeared. And it was not because of you two gentlemen, because we didn't see you. It was because of the team, the community within the school that had the passion and gave those kids hope. So keep on doing what you're doing. I got an idea about, and you all know I have all the ideas, but reach out let us know, really. We want to put our foot to the pedal and help secure that funding for Yakima. It's really important. I am a product of Yakima myself, and I received some of those grants because I grew up poor. And so it's really important that we come together and help you all figure this out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're having a wonderful time today, and there's much to celebrate. But I mean, there will be kids who can't afford to go to college. We will do everything we can think of to do at Heritage University to make it possible for them to continue. But if this happens with the Washington College grants, there will be kids who are not able to go to college, and that is devastating. So whatever help you all want to provide us in that regard, please do. Here's the team and all the other people who work at Heritage. I'll just say this about what you said. I proclaimed us a family when I got here, and I think Heritage is what it feels like to me. One of the most gratifying things happened in our all-campus day when all the employees came yesterday together, and they renamed the organizational chart the Heritage Family Tree, and I didn't even have to be the one to say it, you know. And I'm like, yes, this is what Adrian just said. It's a welcoming, loving place.
No, I echo what you said. You know, our best salespeople, if you were, it's not me, it's not even the faculty, it's our students. They are the best. And the more that we can get younger students together with our students, the more energized they're going to be. You know, I want to echo a little bit what Chris said about the cost. The federal government has changed the borrowing rules for professions and non-professions. And there's now a cap on what they call grad plus loans. And we're very concerned because that's going to affect the way our students can borrow money to get through programs. And most of our students come out with significant debt. Our goal is to minimize that as much as possible, but there's still a cost of doing business. So whatever we can do to build these scholarships to help these students get through minimizes their debt and allows them to progress through these professions that we need so dearly.
President Sherry, are we doing okay on time?
Yeah. I would love to, Chris, you especially, to talk about how do you maintain the brand and the feel of the community of Heritage University when you start creating the expansion programs, which makes access so much easier for those that are in the Tri-Cities and other ways in which you do that. The feel of Heritage University is so beautifully defined by the campus, by the community that works together, that comes together. There's a lot of online programs and other things, but it seems that Heritage offers something that is so distinctly connected to the place. You know, I think PNWU has the same, it's like the campus, you're automatically sending them off to residency, so that's automatically part of that program. But how do you maintain that sense of pride and connection to the campus and to that identity when you also then create other opportunities?
It's a great question. Certainly it is tied to place, but I would say even more tied to place, it's tied to an ideal. It's tied to the heritage mindset, which is high touch, wraparound services, personalized, individualized. Our Vice President for Student Affairs is shaking her head because she's responsible for a lot of that. You know, I was in undergraduate classes where there were hundreds of people, and my Social Security number sat here sometimes, and that was as close as I got to the teacher. Not only do we know our students by name, we know a lot of their families, you know, and so that's hard to bottle and ship off, you're right. But one way that we're going about that to go back to our illustrious founding president is we have received significant donation to found the Ross Center for Student Success, and what we're going to do is use that funding and the pedagogy that she and others created over 40 plus years and bottle it up and package it in that special heritage way. And then my job and others, but largely my job, is going to be able to take what makes Heritage so special locally and in the state of Washington and take it out as a national model. That's a goal that I have.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't want to fall off the back of the stage is my only thing, because that'd be funny, but maybe not really funny. Not necessarily funny. Okay, thank you again so much to Dr. Mittelman and Dr. Gilmer for being here today. We appreciate you. Oh, goodness. I end our meetings with what I call my play of the day. And apparently, I need a yellow flag to throw at Carolyn for a penalty because she forgot my slide. So just remember, it's not always me getting thrown the penalty flags. I just don't have it because she forgot that too, apparently. I'm just saying. But I know what it is because I wrote it down. So my play of the day today is all about reminders for January. And this is how it goes. You can do anything, but not everything at the same time. You don't have to figure everything out. Restart as many times as needed. Your inner peace is too expensive to be sacrificed. Do more of what makes you forget about time. The reason for that is that it is January. I will probably print this out, put it on my wall or my bathroom mirror somewhere where I'm going to see it a million times a day. Because in January, what do? We've got to do. I have to be better. Resolutions, all of that. Last week I told you I wasn't going to do that because nobody likes a quitter. But this is what we do, right? Be better. So sometimes we can be hard on ourselves. That's all that's about. And I know I'm one of them. So if you are one of them and you would like this quote, just ask me and I can get it to you, since Carolyn forgot the slide. I love her. It's fine. She's the boss. I need to be careful. Okay. Our next couple of meetings, we are here in the convention center. Next week on the 22nd, I was just talking about one of my goals is for Rotarians to get to know other Rotarians. And next week we're doing classification talks. Everybody loves them. They are a favorite. We will be hearing from Esther Magasis and Cole Held. Come and support these two and listen to their story, and most importantly, just learn about them. It will be great. And then on the 29th, Lawrence Golan will be talking about the Native American Symphony and Ballet, and that will be a real treat and very interesting. Don't miss that. And then on February 5th, you guys, I can't with this. So we will have our Black History Month celebration with a special speaker, and she is special for sure. I'm very excited. Jennifer King will be here. Jennifer King is the first Black female assistant coach in NFL history. Very exciting, I know. Very exciting, very excited. Bring your family and friends to all of these. As I say all the time, we have something for everyone in this club. Thanks again to our two presidents for being here today and presenting to us. We appreciate you. Big, huge thank you again to Baker Boyer Bank for your support. Appreciate you. Thank you all for choosing Team Rotary and being in our game today. With that, this game is over.